Close the tab.
Can I close this tab? This tab?
No, like if you close it to get rid of.
Ali, we're live.
Oh god.
Oh, seven people already. I accidentally put unmonetized. Wait, can I? How do I edit? I'm trying to make it so it's monetized because I really need money right now. I'm not okay. Oh, it is on. Never mind. I was kidding. Am I supposed to know what the title means?
Nope. That's why I'm here to explain this stuff.
Should we wait a little bit until people join and then we can introduce you to everybody?
Sing a song, bro.
Oh nah, bro. Nah.
I just have 1 ounce Captain Cook stuck in my head now.
Sing that.
The lyrics, that's the issue. Like I just have the chorus stuck in my head.
People are saying hi. Everyone's saying hi.
Oh,
hi. Okay. Who is
this Damo person? Seems cool. Oh god, no. I don't know if I'm cool.
You are cool.
I just am.
They say that your hair is super cool. Yes.
Thank you.
Let's introduce.
Yeah.
Let's introduce. Hi, my name's Mo, and this is Damo.
Hey, I'm Damo. I use he/him pronouns, and for some reason, my vocal fry has gotten very strong at the moment.
Nice.
Damo looks like a badass punk rock star.
The shirt is contributing.
I
don't think they can see the shirt.
I don't think so. It's somebody says you look like my uncle.
I hope that's a good thing.
They must have a cool uncle. Every time I go live with a friend, it's like, now everyone can see that I'm not that cool. People are like, wow, Mo, you're so cool. I'm not. And then I'll go live with a mate and they'll be like, you're not cool, Mo. Never mind.
If people have been in the chat before and seen Damo name ad modding, that's me.
Damo goes off in the comments. Like, I'll just be chilling and I'll see a comment which I'm kind of mad at, and then I'll go back an hour later and Damo's replied with a fucking paragraph about why you're some stupid dumbass.
Yeah. I also think I apparently come off as angry all the time, but like I just fucking I talk like a Kiwi bogan, and every second word that comes out of my fucking mouth sometimes is fuck. Sometimes, and I'm probably going to end up getting myself and possibly Mo cancelled with the amount of times I say cunt. But I promise that it is not in the way that Americans mean it, because up until literally a week ago, I did not know what it meant to Americans, and Brennan explained it to me, and I was slightly horrified that you guys have a word that describes that sort of thing. Here it just means...
It's a nice
buddy.
It can mean buddy. It literally kind of means person when you boil it down to it.
Yeah.
It's a bit of seasoning you put on.
Bit of seasoning, yeah.
Seasoning,
it's the McDonald's fried shaker packet.
Oh, delicious.
Of course, Americans don't understand seasoning.
Stunning.
Oh shit, coming. That's all good.
Someone just said Damo.
Damo. Australia loves to say cunt. Yeah.
So does New Zealand.
So does New Zealand.
Damo and Nightmare.
Damo. That's really good. If we have a band called Damo and Nightmare.
It's just making me think of the fucking Always Sunny thing. Nightman fucking
Dayman. Oh
yeah.
I didn't know about that. How did you get your hair to look so cool?
I bleached it badly and then dyed it and haven't re-dyed it in a while, and then just got educated on the fact that I should be properly taking care of my hair and that it's actually curly like it used to be and not frizzy like I thought it was. So now I'm doing the curly girl method.
Nice.
Yeah.
My hair is very soft though. It's very thick, but it's very soft.
Should we wait a little bit longer before I start talking about gender decolonization?
I feel like that would be good. Imagine just suddenly randomly just getting into all that deep stuff. Yeah. Hello, this is Damo, also gender decolonization.
This is kind of prep for part of part 2.
Yes.
Because
just asking questions, and also because I think you're cool.
I love you.
But basically we had. My hair makes you think of fried chicken.
What?
Sorry, I got very distracted.
Somebody says I had to have a bowl cut at this point. It's because I cut it myself.
Like, imagine armless bird.
Armless bird.
Flightless bird.
I have a mullet about to evolve. I kind of do, don't I?
Can we get you a mullet?
That's already the plan.
Oh, great, we're getting a shaver tonight, so.
Uh-oh. Mo gives me pony boy vibes. I don't know what that is. Is that
Like
Is-
a horse
is
girl,
that-
but, like,
Is that the mask equivalent to horse girl?
Mo needs a mullet?
Or is it pony boy as in like the character?
Can I present your friend? Can you present your friend? Hi, this is Damo. It's Damo. Damo is a human being.
Am I, or am I just devoid of strong opinions?
Both.
Not
But-
avoid of strong opinions, of
Beautiful.
It could be both. There
Yeah.
ain't
Both.
nothing wrong with being a void of you.
Oh yeah, Pony Boy from Outsiders.
I don't know what that is, but awesome.
It's Chili's favorite book.
Hey,
Oh my god.
I am.
Hey, it's my bluebird.
Hell yeah! It's so I just the idea that a bunch of people what am I saying?
Yeah.
What? I've lost my brain.
Oh, our pronouns.
Oh yes.
I am he, him.
They, them. I am, yes. It's funny because this is my channel and I'm more awkward than you. On my own channel. Anyway, it would be funny if people recognize you from the comments
Yeah.
because until now, nobody knows that we know each other. They just think that you're that one angry
Yeah.
person in the comments. And now people are going to be like, wow.
Yeah.
No.
Also, I've just seen that Jack Stacy is in the chat, and they're
Mhm.
the person that I said could be keen to talk to you about.
Oh, hell yeah.
Gender stuff as well, like regarding colonization.
Hell yeah. It's good
Gender.
to see.
It's Damo's channel now. No, I'm not. I'm not in. Look,
I did give Damo access as an editor to my channel, so
yeah.
the channel has been stolen. It would probably be better. Did we know each other before YouTube? No, we didn't actually.
I just DM'd you being like, hey, I can give you information on gender shit in Wellington.
Yeah, that was very helpful. Very, very, very helpful. Are you both British? No.
No, I am. In terms of heritage, I'm mixed race. In terms of nationality, I'm a Kiwi.
I am. In terms of heritage, I'm British. And in terms of nationality, I'm from New Zealand. But I lived in England for 4 years, so I sound English.
Unfortunately.
Oi. Actually, okay. See, although England sucks, I like my accent. I think it's a good accent. So
It's easy to mimic.
Oh, I don't have a channel, by the way, but I am Discount Coffin Store on Instagram.
oh, Milo Stewart.
Milo.
Hello. Mo, I'm so glad you're having this convo. I gotta go do homework, but I hope you post it or keep it unlisted because I want to watch this later. Yeah, we haven't spoken about it yet, but we will because it's an important conversation that needs to be had, and Damo is the perfect person to help me talk about this because I would not. Yes,
I'm a perfect person to give a starter point. I by no means am an authority or like a hugely informed on like a level of someone who studied it in terms of like the crossover between colonization and binary gender roles in colonial society. Sorry, I'm getting very wordy, but I am a starter point, and
hell yeah.
I'm trying to like track down some other people to talk on this stuff.
Oh, I'll make Milo Stewart a mod.
Oh yeah.
How do I? Yes, Milo the mod. Add moderator.
But yeah,
Yay!
I'm definitely not an authority on this stuff by any means. I am kind of a starting point, I hope, and I'm wanting to get other people involved in the conversation, especially because I think a lot of people are hesitant about talking about this stuff because it is still kind of considered a bit radical to deal with this stuff, I guess. And I think because a lot of the people who are authorities on it are already heavily marginalized people, and those voices, A, don't get broadcasted as much as they need to, and B, when they do get broadcasted, they become targets of sorry, I've got a bit of a speech impediment. They become targets of harassment, and I think we definitely need to create kind of like a strength in numbers sort of thing when talking about this stuff.
A lot of the time when you try and bring it up, people are really there's like a lot of pushback to it. I remember I tweeted once, I said that about transmedicalism being sort of you know, rooted in colonialism and white supremacy. And you know, a lot of people were supportive, but I had a lot of people going off at me. They're like, I respected you until this, Mo. I respected you until this. And I was like, okay, I see how it is.
And it's kind of like people calling that. I'm like, wow, I had no respect for you before this, but now I have even less.
Yeah.
Like,
but Radical's pretty rad. I did the right thing about Calvin. I'm glad. It's really annoying because I could have exposed so much more, but like I couldn't. At the same time, I couldn't. I have people sending me his Patreon videos. So I have his Patreon videos, which are really bad, by the way. Really, really, really bad, even worse. But like I can't legally show them. That'd be illegal. So I can't do that. And then also he DM'd me, by the way. He DM'd me, Calvin.
Sorry to interrupt, but there's this person.
It's
Edmund. I can't read.
Edmund Fitzgerald. I studied epistemology and colonization, meaning the systems by which people have organized, interpreted information, and how colonization affected these systems. Feel free to contact me for research help. Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so Calvin actually DM'd me before he had watched my video, and he was like, so I could post those screenshots, but his account's deleted, so I don't have any of the screenshot of what I said to him, but it wasn't I only sent him one thing in response, and he sent one thing in response, but I just feel like I don't want to stoop that low of like exposing DMs. Like, he didn't even say anything bad. But he DM'd me before he watched the video as well, and I'm just like, and he was trying to be all nice and civil, and I was like, he's not gonna be nice and civil when he fucking watches my video. He's like, oh, but I'm not trying to start beef, and I'm like, yeah, me neither, but like, buddy, like, I just don't think this energy is gonna be here when you see my video. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, it's sad that he's been doxxed right now. Oh,
shit.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I do not condone doxing, neither does Mo.
No, if you're doxing Calvin Garrett in the name of me, no. Like, actually just get out of here, because no.
Yeah.
No doxing of anybody. And the idea that somebody could be doxing somebody in my name actually makes me feel ill. So
as a statement, none of his victims, I feel I can say this because I've talked to a few of them, none of them want that, because we want harm reduction. Yeah. That is part of the reason we want him to take himself away from the platform, deplatform himself until he is ready to make the changes needed to repair shit. We do not want increased harm, because that he's not going to be receptive to change or learning when he decides he wants to be, if he's being so, like, I don't agree with people
doxing
really him, but I also don't agree with people giving him a redemption arc at this point.
Yeah.
But doxing is fucking off the table. That is fucked up.
Yeah, I would, I'm gonna go and, is that fucking dumb cunt from earlier? Sorry, there's this, hide this user on this. Yeah, cool. There's this like dumb cunt on Twitter who was trying to like go after me, and it was so annoying. So I just blocked them. But yeah, what was I gonna say? Yeah, that's really bad that people are trying to dox him. This is random, but Mo, what kind of haircut is that? Did you use a reference photo? Did you cut it yourself? I love how my haircut is so shit that people can tell that I cut it myself. Because I don't have much money at the moment. So I just went like this. Chop, chop, chop. I didn't even use a mirror. And I just cut it. And now it's grown out a lot. And I want to cut it again. And I need to like snip. Yeah, I don't agree with people giving him a redemption arc at this point. I just want to say that either. I think that's so actually insulting. I just think that's insulting because, and okay, people are doing this thing where they compare rehabilitation to retribution. And I'm sorry, but I just got to say, it's really not. That's really a shit comparison in this situation. I'm not saying Calvin Garrett needs to go to prison. I'm not saying that Calvin Garrett needs to have like all these punishments, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying that he shouldn't have a platform when he uses his platform to attack people. And I'm sorry, but that's not retribution. That's taking away a privilege. You know what I'm saying? That's not many people have a platform. He's not entitled to a platform. I think if he just like, we just need rehabilitation, right? For people who are trying to change. I think if somebody is trying to change, then that's beautiful. We should support them. But he's not. We can't be trying to like hold his little hand, or we hold Babby Calvin's hand all the way. He's a 20-year-old man, I'm sorry. But like, he doesn't need to have his hand holded while he's in the other direction, unprivating videos, harassing people. I'm sorry, but that's so fucked up. And like so disrespectful to his victims too. I'm sorry, but for me, I like to put the victims above the abusers.
Yeah. And like, this is the shit that gives restorative justice and prison abolition and all of that shit a bad fucking name.
Literally.
Because people have this idea that it doesn't take into consideration the victims.
Yeah.
And to then imply that inherently to be for restorative justice, you need to focus on the perpetrator, on the abuser. That is fucked up. That is not
really
harm
fucked
reduction.
up.
You cannot have restorative justice without harm reduction. And to continue to give someone or offer someone or let someone this vitriolic and harmful have a platform, that is not fucking harm reduction. That is increasing the harm, especially on the victims, when the last thing that Calvin did before leaving the internet was republish a video about Brennan.
How cruel is that? Like, you don't think that they've had enough to deal with?
And like, sorry, but like, to claim that he had apologized, that Calvin had apologized to Lars while that video is still fucking pinned to the top of his YouTube channel? Nah.
And there's still clips on his channel of him being like, Lars is faking their disabilities. You can't be like, yeah, we've got all our rehabilitation, when he literally has a video being like, Lars is faking their disabilities.
As someone, because I've also been accused of faking being disabled. I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I have complex regional pain syndrome. I'm autistic, and I've got a bunch of other fucking health issues as well that I'm still trying to fucking get worked out. I'm also hard of hearing. And as a result of what Calvin did to Lars, I have also been targeted because I went onto the forums that were targeting Lars and said, hey, this is one of my best mates. You don't fucking do this shit. I know they're not faking. You know fuck all. You're taking everything out of context. And they basically turned around and said, well, what do you have to hide? And I didn't have anything.
Oh, shit.
Never said I had anything. Have always been public about what I'm dealing with. And I've since been covered for about a fucking year by these same forums. And I know who was doing it. I don't have definitive proof, but I have a 99% sure who is doing it. And it's telling the people who are doing it. But basically, these people take everything out of context. And the reason why Lars and so many other people that associate with Lars have been targeted is because of Calvin.
Yeah.
It boils down to that people who don't know shit about the disorders that we deal with have fucking accused, like, they don't understand it. They see shit to them that doesn't make sense, but it doesn't make sense to them because they don't know fuck all. That didn't really make sense.
It's just ableist.
Yeah.
They'll be like, wow, you're in a wheelchair, yet you walk sometimes? You must be faking. And it's such bullshit. Oh yeah, by the way, in my video I said I had a friend that knows Lars. This is the friend that knows Lars. It's so, I was in a wheelchair for a long time at one point because I broke my pelvis and my spine. I'm not in a wheelchair anymore. Does that mean that I was faking being in a wheelchair? Does that mean that I didn't need to be in a wheelchair because I was and now I'm not?
Yeah.
Just because I don't know, like, there are so many reasons for somebody to be in a wheelchair. It's just so fucking, it's just ableist to be like that. I don't know, like, what else can you say?
Yeah, it's just like, because one thing that I've been directly harassed for is the fact that I apparently do things that I shouldn't be able to do if I really had the disabilities that I have. But like, I do these things and I do fuck all else during the week because I'm recuperating. I'm not wanting to be like moderating and like kind of rationing out my ability to do shit for a fucking week so I don't have any, like, I wouldn't, I'm bad at finishing sentences. But basically, I save up my energy and I go out and I fucking hang out with mates and I have a couple of drinks. And apparently that's not possible to do if you're disabled, but it really fucking is. And I just suffer the consequences afterwards. My pronouns are he, him, by the way.
He, him. Somebody said, bro, the co-host person is mad cute. Hell yeah. I'm trying to. All right, Mo and Co.
Wait, is Caroline Moore? Is that as in like Caroline Piss Boots, or is that another Caroline?
Bass. Somebody said bass. Oh, it's Joey. Hi, Joey. Right. So, yeah, Calvin is kind of like shit, and yeah, so I think that people should stop. And then people are getting so mad at Brennan, and it's making me so mad. Like, wow, you're really gonna get mad at someone who's been through trauma? Like, this is their trauma, and you're gonna be out there like coming at them. I don't know. I just think they're so inappropriate and rude and cruel, and I just
Oh, you should mod Caroline. She's like my little sister, basically.
Hey, I'll keep. Caroline, I don't know who you are, but I'm giving you a mod. But yeah, that's so. Brennan deserves nothing but love. Facts.
Absolutely.
That's facts.
Absolutely.
What a legend. The amount of trauma I went through is bad. I don't know. People really be out here being so shit to Brennan, and it makes me mad. I'm like, I'm a fight a bitch. I'm a throw hands. I'm a curb stomp you.
I feel like we've got a decent amount of people.
Yes, okay.
I cracked a high there. Decent amount of people here to talk about decolonizing gender.
Right.
So,
cool.
As a base thing, the gender binary that we have in most Western society, and due to colonization through some Eastern society as well, that is racist. It upholds the idea that there are only two genders, when most, if not all, Indigenous cultures and First Nations people had more than two genders. Or they didn't really have concept of gender and just fit it into different categories. I can't talk. And within that, this is part of the reason why transmedicalism is so harmful. A lot of those gender identities that are Indigenous, that are basically part of people's culture that has been erased.
Sorry. I needed to sneeze.
Those things often don't fit Western society's medical standards of what is considered trans. Therefore, these people, even if they have insurance that would cover this stuff, they don't get the help because they don't fit the criteria, because there is such a strict fucking criteria put in place. And I constantly see people arguing that transmedicalism is a good thing because it lets you access things through insurance. And I'll fucking tell you, as someone who has mates, a lot of mates in the States, a lot of them, even if they're diagnosed with gender dysphoria, their insurance won't cover shit.
Yeah.
And also the thing of like, okay, so you'd rather make it harder for more non-conforming or more kind of divergent people who are trans to access medical care just so you can access it easier. Like, you would rather do that than campaign towards a better system. And
also, it doesn't actually make things easier for trans people. It makes things easier for a very, very, very small minority of trans people. But for the most of us, transmedicalism makes things way, way harder because there's so much gatekeeping, and and if you don't have the money or resources to even get there in the first place, transmedicalism does not help trans people.
Yeah. I will also say that with saying this is not saying that gender doesn't exist in the sense
No.
that trans people don't exist. This is me saying that the binary, while there is still people who are male and female, there are still so many more genders than that, and that binary is the issue. The rigid enforcement of that is the issue. Because this might be a controversial thing to say, but there's a lot of society that induces our dysphoria, whereas in other circumstances, were these standards not there, was this binary, this whole cis-normative society not a thing, I do feel that a lot of, and I'm even speaking for myself, my dysphoria would not have been as bad.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not saying that you wouldn't have had your dysphoria. It's just that it wouldn't be as bad, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because dysphoria, it manifests in many different ways, be it, like, physical dysphoria, that's going to be, that, I mean, that, whether society is here or not, you're probably always going to have that. But, like, what about all the ways that you present yourself in society? Like, oh, if you're perceived as a dude or a woman or whatever, you know, if we didn't have these strict rules or whatever, you wouldn't feel dysphoric about them. And you know, a large part of dysphoria is societal.
Yeah. And that's not saying that you wouldn't have dysphoria, but it's saying that, you're just like chasing the chat up. It's saying that part of the reason why some people experience it so intensely is to do with cis-normative standards in society.
That's why a lot of trans people's dysphoria gets worse when they come out, because now they're trying to fit into society and be perceived as like if you're trans masc, like a man or whatever. And then when you're not perceived that way, it's really, really fucking difficult. Like you had your dysphoria before you transition, but like when you before you come out, but then when you come out, it gets worse, and that's because of society.
And especially in terms of sorry. You can say something. Sorry.
Bruh. Take it easy. I'll have some too.
Basic.
Num num num.
Sorry, I inhaled my own saliva. That was what happened there.
Nice one.
Basically, when it comes down to it, trans medicalism and also true scum mentality erases a ton of genders that exist outside of the gender binary, because there are a ton of gender identities that don't inherently relate to transition in terms of physical transition. And there's still this belief that you have to physically transition, even like not even just in terms of cis people's belief. And I run across so many trans people saying you can't actually be trans if you don't medically transition. And that erases so many people who can't for medical reasons, financial reasons, like safety reasons.
Toxic.
And also on top of that, reasons.
People who just don't want to.
Yeah, because this is another point that I talk about a lot, and it's going to be fucking controversial. But basically, you don't need dysphoria to be trans. All you need is a lack of euphoria. Lack of euphoria and the presence of dysphoria are two different things. Because you can be, like, dysphoria inherently means discomfort and
my hair's
issues. Having issues with your assigned gender. Euphoria is being basically over the moon and so just fucking, like, vibing, for want of a better term.
Just vibing.
In terms of your gender. And to lack euphoria doesn't mean that you inherently have an issue with your assigned gender. Because the idea that you have to be dysphoric to be trans also erases people who are gender flux, who are gender fluid, who are bigender, with their assigned gender still being part of that.
And also, it's like, are we really, really going to define being trans by how much you suffer? Are we really going to do that? Because that really doesn't lead down a very nice path.
Yeah. And then on top of that, there's so many genders that are spiritual related. Like in terms, I've got a bunch of friends who are pagans who are fae gender. That is to do with partially their heritage in terms of history and their spirituality, but also partly to do with the fact that their spirituality plays such a big part in their life that it does impact their gender and how they interact with their rituals. And that's a completely valid gender because it plays into other aspects of transgender ideology as well. I hope what I'm saying makes sense because I am autistic and I sometimes can't get out of my head and separate what I know from what other people don't know.
I feel that so bad. I always go on tangents, and then what's this? Science has actually biologically proved that human brains aren't gendered. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
basically.
Thank you. Because there's all these like brain sex studies, and basically what they found is there are characteristics that are more typically found in men than in women. But more typically, it's kind of like the key words there. It's not this is how it is. It's like a AFAB person could just as easily have all these have traits that are more typically found in like AMAB person, right? So it's the brain studies, the trans brains or the gendered brains is just completely bunk science. You can say at the most you can say female brains more typically have these characteristics, but that's typically isn't that doesn't really mean a whole lot.
Because in that brain study, there were a bunch of cis male brains that read as female brains.
Yeah.
That isn't something that's touched on. That's in the paper on the study. Also, the study was like of 100 people. You can't fucking have a verifiable study that shows you definitive evidence on a test group that small. And to my knowledge, they had an even smaller control group than that, which also doesn't make it a fair or even reliable study.
Yeah.
I have feelings about this. Also, if you think I'm like heated about this stuff now, you should see me when I fucking get drunk. It's fucking terrible. It's good. Other people say it's good. Some people also say it's fucking terrible.
I think it's beautiful. I appreciate this because I'm a very passive person. I kind of let people walk all over me in a really bad way. So I really appreciate it when I have mates who are like, fuck you.
Me in town the other week.
It's beautiful.
Can I tell this story about that?
Tell it.
So we were in town. My partner quit his job to go to uni. And so we had kind of like a, yay, fuck capitalism party.
Hell yeah.
And a group of us ended up...
Okay, sorry. So wait, you're both over 21? No, I'm 18. Not 18, fuck, I'm 19. I'm 19. Damo is 23.
I'm 24 in March, yeah.
But in New Zealand, you can drink when you're 18. That's why I said
With
18.
With parental consent, you can drink at 16.
Yes, you can drink, but yeah, so I'm 19 and 23. Anyway, tell a story.
Just in relation, tangent first. Saw someone asking what fae gender is. If people want to follow me on Instagram, which is Discount Coffin Store, I can talk to a couple of my mates who are fae gender in terms of, so fae gender can just mean using fair pronouns, or it can mean that gender related to spirituality. And I've got a couple of mates who I can talk to about that to get more information on, because I don't want to speak out of turn, because that is their identity to talk about, and I don't want to set people wrong before they get a chance to talk. But yeah, basically, the last Saturday in town, we were just fucking like working out what bar we were going to go to next, and we were sitting on a park bench and just chatting about what we were doing. This fucking guy comes over, and he literally, I don't even know what he said to me. He just kind of like grabbed my necklace and then went like that on my chin, and I said, fuck off, don't touch me. And then I just kind of was like, he wouldn't back down. And then he was like, oh, I'm an undercover cop.
He got out his fucking phone, is pretending to call the police. And we're like, no one's falling for this. What are you doing?
Oh, as a tangent, how do I politically identify? Basically, My political compass results put me smack bang in the bottom left-hand corner, if that gives you any idea. Like, not even a square over from the corner, literally in the fucking corner.
Oh, somebody's donated $4. Love you both and how you use your platforms. Thank you so much, Keith. I really appreciate that.
Sorry, I
Thank
need to
you.
click my back. But yeah, this guy came up to us, and when I told him to fuck off, he was like, "Oh, I'm an undercover cop. You're drunk in public." I'm like, that isn't illegal, first of all. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna call it in." Gets out his phone, opens up his calculator, types in some numbers, turns the screen off and goes, 501, yeah, we've got a situation. And then...
Wait, I just want to say, hi, London. Hi.
Oh, hi, London.
This is Damo. Anyway, keep going. Tell the story. So
basically, this guy tried to then get in my face, and he would have been, I'm 5'7" or 5'8".
Like 6 foot
he would have been
something.
6'4" or taller. And he kind of like started walking towards us, and I'm like, you know what, fuck this. And I got in his face, and I apparently looked very feral, and also apparently quoted Jackass at him, which was, there's one skit with Johnny Knoxville as like the fucking granddad, and there's a line which is, you better not let that bulldog mouth overrun that puppy dog ass, and apparently I said that to him as I was walking him off.
And then we see him get slapped in the face.
Then he went across the road and evidently groped someone else, and I just heard this from across the street, and him yelling, "What the fuck?" And it was beautiful.
Because it was dark, and I think he just saw your your makeup and your hair and was like, wow, that's like some AFAB person I'm gonna go, or like woman who I'm gonna go and like, and then you're like, oi, fuck off. And he's like, holy shit, it's a man. And he says that because like he tries to go up to you and like be all creepy, and you're like, fuck off.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you're a man, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna beat you up.
But oh yeah, and then
he was such a prick.
I also got described as ferally based, like feral and based in Mo's comment section. I'm like, yeah, we'll fucking go with that. But yes, the other aspects of decolonizing gender is letting people who are Indigenous embrace their identities instead of calling themselves non-binary, instead of calling themselves trans women. Pacifica, I think it's Samoan women who would be considered trans in kind of Eurocentric society can what's the word?
Reclaim, thank you.
The terms like fa'afafine, I have trouble saying words.
They have that on all the posters.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that.
And then I'm still kind of like, I'm mixed race. I am part Māori, I'm part Māori, I'm also part European, and then that's on my dad's side, and then on my mum's side, I am part Dutch, part Indonesian, and part British, Scottish, Irish, somewhere in there. Basically, I was raised very white because both my parents are quite white passing, and due to World War II shit, my mum knows fuck all about her Dutch heritage and Indonesian heritage. Also, due to colonization, I didn't really know that much about my heritage on my dad's side either. I've been reclaiming that and relearning about it as of recent. And although I'm still dealing with the internalized racism around it, I'm starting to embrace the term like takatapui, which is generally, it's kind of the umbrella term for queer in Te Reo, which is the Māori language. And I'm still kind of getting my way around that and trying to find a space where I feel like I can accept myself. And it's a mission, like, because yeah, it is something of trying to juggle the shit that I was taught, the shit that I've been raised with, as well as the shit that comes from society from both sides, because there's the whole colonial idea that blood quantum matters. It fucking doesn't. That's a colonial idea to make it more to like basically set a divide.
Someone said, what was that word in Māori again?
Takatapui. You should type it in the chat so people can see how it's spelled.
Takatapui. P-U-I. Cool.
Oh, thank you for saying that my name is cute.
I
I can't speak. Also, Jack the Tripper in chat is one of my best mates, IRL as well. And
I'll give him a
yeah.
Wait, wrong person. I accidentally modded like a random person. There we are, I modded you.
Yeah, so they are non-binary as well.
Oh, is he him, right?
You kind of use all pronouns, don't you, Jack?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, my legs.
Legath. Dun dun dun. But yes, I feel like indigenous genders is something that really is not talked about at all.
Yeah.
And it's a huge gap in basically the discourse right now.
And I do notice that when it does get brought up, someone on the left will bring it up, or like someone who's further left or is more aware of gender decolonization will bring it up, and then people will be like, oh, but that's a tiny percentage. It's the same way people talk about like where people be like, sex is binary, and I'm like, no, it's not. Intersex people exist, and genitalia is literally on a spectrum, because if you look at the biology of it, it's literally just different formations of the same fucking organs. But basically, it's the same response that people be like, think about intersex people. They're a tiny percentage of the population. I put myself way out of the screen there. It's the same argument, and it's not fucking valid. That's not a fucking valid argument. We still fucking matter. Like, we still fucking exist. Sorry.
I'm still here.
Yeah. And I am struggling at the moment.
Do you need an inhaler?
No, it's my acid reflux is playing up and just fucking with my throat. Whatever pronouns are, chill with me. Love you guys. And yes, Damo Blood Quantum is a colonial idea. Love you too, Jack.
People will be like, I don't know, invalidate, I don't know, you based on, you know, how white passing you are, when it's not. I don't know. I see that all the time. And that really pisses me off.
Although, like, I think someone just may have removed the message, but someone said that penis is just a prolapsed vagina. No, it is not. Penis is just an extended clitoris where the urethra has formed into it.
Yes.
That's literally it. And you know that line along the fucking balls? Yeah, that's technically what would open to be the vagina. The balls are the labia.
Yeah, so that's right. All you men.
Sorry.
You're really women. Yeah, that's right, Troy. You too.
I picked up the worst possible time to start paying attention.
All fetuses begin female.
The balls are the labia.
That means that every single man, every single person in the world, whether you're a virgin or not, you've all been inside a woman.
Yeah. And also, like, God, I am struggling.
Somebody said thoughts on Sam Collins. I like him. He's cool. He followed me and said nice things to me. And also he said that Calvin Garrow was bad.
Oh, man. I have... You've heard a lot of my rants at 3 a.m. in voice message about how much I hate Calvin Garrett.
He's stinky.
Yeah.
He sucks, yeah.
So, in general, people send through questions about gender decolonization, because that is the purpose of this.
And also just to have fun, but also to try and learn things, because we want to talk about it, about, I think, just, gender decolonization in relation to... that's just kind of what I want to touch on in my part 2. Somebody said my friend is cute. Aww. Everybody loves you.
Is Oi Damo love you? Is that... Hey, it's Chili! Wait, is that Chili? Is that you? Russian name. I feel like that's you.
If it is, I'll mod you. I'm just modding all your mates. I hope they're good.
Cow with the bear faces.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cow with the little bear faces on either side. If you follow me on Instagram, I will do a talk with my mates who identify as fey gender about it, because I don't feel like I am quite educated in it enough to explain what it is, and I don't want to fuck up with it and have people get the wrong idea.
But it's related to Gaelic heritage.
Yeah, Gaelic or pagan, or just in terms of, it's kind of, in terms of the kind of, like, I don't like the term witchcraft used as a majorative for different spiritual religions, but...
Oh my god!
Sorry, we just have someone over the other side of the room Doing a tarot reading.
Wait, can I show? No. Oh. Yeah, my mate's just in the corner with all their like cards just in a circle.
My Instagram is discount coffin store.
I'll put it in the
Wait,
thing.
might it be a good idea just to write it on a piece of paper and blue tack it on the wall?
Yeah, sure. Wait, I don't actually. There's no paper in here.
Okay.
Discount coffin store. Discount coffin. That's right.
Yeah.
On Insta.
Also, if you go into Mo's tag photos, there's several photos that I posted in there. So you'll be able to find me through that. I look the same in them as I do here.
Yes. Oh, someone just donated, bro. I really wanted to thank you because Calvin made me feel really bad at the beginning of my transition, and you made me understand so much in your video. Oh, cheers! I appreciate that. Brennan, it's Brennan.
Chili,
Brennan.
Don't mislead people on what my Instagram is. You can't use it to promo yourself. Hey, Brennan.
It's meet Damo in like not person, but in yes.
In context outside of my reaction faces.
Oh, they like every time that you send them stuff, they'll be like, "Bruh, come look at what Damo sent me."
All my mates are just promoting their Instagrams, claiming they're me.
No, but also, Brennan wants to start a group chat with you as well. I have met Damo. You haven't, but you sort of have.
No, actually, I think I sent him a video. Did I say? I feel like I sent you a video message. I don't know.
Probably. Damo is my phone background. Yeah.
Is it the?
It's the one where it's like, whom does this guy think she be? Whom does this cunt think she be? Because I was like, that's real funny. So I sent that. And then Brendan was like, I love that. I'm going to make that my background.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, my username isn't actually ACAB related, but I don't mind the connotations because I'm a leftist. But I actually, I did street art when I was 16-ish, and so this was like a little joke with my 16-year-old self. But no, it's.
You also did street art last Saturday.
I did.
Oh man.
But yeah, but
sorry. Who's having fucking beef about me being mixed race? Is someone fucking claiming that I'm white?
Oh, you're Jack. Sending this because the small move was when they get a donation. It's like, you didn't have to. It's fine. Thank you. I never know how to react when somebody gives me money because I'm like,
Chili just said, "Damn, Jack the Tipper."
Jack the Tipper, Jack the Ripper, more like Jack the Tipper. Have you looked in? Thank you. I really appreciate that. Okay. I'm done.
Al Woods, that is a fucking good point. If you want to fucking join in on the conversation about this, like flick some stuff through to Mo, and we can like incorporate that sort of shit in the next video, because that is a massive aspect, because that plays into like socioeconomic status as well, which is a massive issue in so many countries that have been colonized.
Yeah.
Oh my god, my shirt is fucking
Mo is my full name, but when I change it legally, I might make it like a longer version of Mo. I have a couple names, but I don't want people to bully me, so I'm gonna keep them to myself right now. Wait, Mo, you're adorable. Oh, stop, everyone. Thank you. Oh, wait, leave. No, I don't want to leave the site. Eccentric Mudkip. Thank you so much for the $5. I really appreciate that. I'll give you a kiss.
L Woods is gonna DM.
Oh, sweet.
DM you on Insta. Sorry.
Bruh, are you all good?
As a reference point, I have GERD, which is fucking my throat right now. I'm getting massive acid reflux. It's not comfortable.
There's a couple of names that it's not Mosif. It's not Mosif.
I think Lawnmower is a good one.
For my first name.
Yeah.
Lawnmower. Hi everyone, what's your full name? Yeah, it's Lawnmower. There's a couple ones. Mojam. I had two, and I put them on my list of Moses.
What?
Would be funny. This,
If anyone wants to come to Damo about his heritage, know that you're actively trying to distance Māori people from Māoridom, and that sorely and that is so sorely needs our people back. Yeah.
it's I mean, it's punishing people for something that like it's like punishing people for colonization, basically.
Yeah.
It's being like, oh, you had your heritage stripped because of colonization. Well, now we're going to strip it from you even further by claiming you're not, you know?
Yeah. And like the thing is, in school, I was in Kapahaka, and I got bullied out of Kapahaka for not looking Māori enough. But then if I'm in town, I'll still get people coming up to me and being like, oh, you look exotic. And I'm like, "Ugh." And then if I'll tell them, oh, I'm Māori, oh, I'm mixed race, I'm part Indonesian, I'm part Māori, they'll be like, oh, but you look like more exotic. Are you sure you're not like Italian? Which turns out I am actually part Italian. Found that out as well recently. That's a tangent.
The word exotic needs to die in that context.
Or I get, oh, but you look good for a Māori. And I'm like,
no.
you can fuck right off. Like, ugh. Or like, oh, but you're one of the good ones. I'm like, I will open my mouth and say something to make sure you think that I'm not one of the good ones.
Jesus, just call everyone who does that to you a cracker.
Yeah. I sometimes roast Chile for being a colonizer.
Yeah, somebody called me a colonizer the other day, and I'm like, shh. Don't. I'm trying to whitewash history here.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Exotic is such a Karen word. Yeah.
It is. It's fetishized, fetishy, fetishization. Every time I try and say that,
Cat Black did a really, really good video on race play and BDSM and how that ties into race fetishization, which everyone should fucking go watch Cat Black. I fucking love her.
She commented on my video, and I was like,
oh shit.
Hi, Cat. I was gonna respond to her comment, but I got a little bit too starstruck, so I thought I'd wait for a little bit. Sometimes I get starstruck, and I have to pretend I'm not, because I know when people get starstruck for me, I get uncomfortable. So like, I'm like, I will try not to do that, but then I'm terrible.
Yeah. So
yes,
we keep derailing it. Please ask questions.
It's because
about
I'm ADHD and I didn't take my meds.
I'm just loud and opinionated and don't know when to stop talking, partly due to the fact that I am autistic.
Two neurodivergent people enter a room. This is what happens.
I saw there was a TikTok that I came across that was like an older lady saying, my brain is like an internet browser that has 19 tabs open, 3 of them are frozen, and I don't know where the music's coming from. And I'm like, I sent it to Chili, and then I also thought afterwards I should probably send that to Mo, but then I forgot.
Hell yeah.
So questions.
Yeah, send in some questions. Oh. Thank you so much. Unoriginal username AUP. Thanks for bringing so much positivity and hope to the world, something we really need right now. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I send you my love, and thank you so much.
You know how we were saying we don't have a pen and paper?
We do have a pen
and notebook paper. And a pen.
And all these.
Okay, so I'm sorry about interrupting.
Yes.
I know this is more indirectly related to what you are talking about. Curious though, which country do you think has the worst impact internationally when it comes to discourse over gender? Or between US and UK? That's a fucking hard one.
It's different. The US is very like trans. The transphobia in the US is really different to the transphobia in the UK. UK transphobia is very, very turfy, whereas US transphobia is more sort of your classic kind of like guy at the pub transphobia, you know?
Yeah.
So
wait, will people be able to read that? Yeah, hopefully.
Maybe. We will see. So something like that. Do I know when part 2 of my video is coming out? There might be a big break in between, and I might actually release different videos throughout it. But oh, another person's donating. I'm getting so overwhelmed. Thank you so much. Diabolic Down Under for the $5. No message, just money for good folks. Thank you so much. I give the thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm just.
That's all right. A chud asked Biden, how many genders are there? And Biden said, at least 3, get lost.
Can people read that? God, no, people. Wait, is it flipped?
It's on our screen, but not on their screen.
Okay.
So it's okay.
Oh
my God, I just realized I can change the resolution from 144. Yes, you can change the resolution. How's being trans in New Zealand like? What's it like being trans in New Zealand?
better than other places, but still fucked.
Yes.
You won't like. There's still so much transphobia there. We had a fucking planned TERF convention at one of the unis in Wellington.
My university, but they stopped coming because my university didn't want to lose their rainbow tick, so they were like, "Oh, it's okay. Where TERFs won't come, TERFs won't come."
Yeah.
Oh, another person's donated. Blimey. Yes, this is Tig. $4, same as last person. TBH. Thank you so much. I really. Okay, but yes.
So there was also someone who, God, brain fart. Holy shit. I'm just gonna scroll back up and see.
Being trans in New Zealand is better than most places, but it's still. I mean,
Not
you're
really a
still
high bar.
trans, right? You're still trans, so it's
Yeah.
still not great.
The bar is low. New Zealand is a teensy bit above that, but it's still legal to get forcibly removed from a premises on the basis of your gender if you're trans. If they consider you to be threatening someone
Yeah.
based on like being trans is not something that is protected from that. I know personally because I got forcibly removed from a male bathroom at a bar for being trans. Got told to prove that I was trans, then got pulled out to the point that I had bruising up my arm. Went to the cops, got laughed at. Turns out it's not illegal.
That's
At all.
fucked.
The one thing that they did pull that fucking bar up on though was the fact that they were disabled access. Like the bar was accessible in a wheelchair, but their only disabled bathroom was in the women's, and it wasn't accessible regardless of gender. They got told, we will not renew your liquor license unless you fix this. They moved to a premises that was not disabled accessible,
Fuck.
so they didn't have to make a gender neutral bathroom.
I just want to say somebody's black crown. Thank you for the $5. I just want a kiss from Mo. Aw, there's your kiss. Thank you. I've never had people donate this much before in my life. This is really overwhelming. Free Calvin. No, he can. No. Nah, bro. Nah, fuck him. Fucking.
Sorry,
Yeah.
went off there.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah, pronouns also do not equal gender at all. Because I mean, if you think back to Stonewall, I always fuck up how to say his last name. Storm Lavieri, I think, was a he/him lesbian.
Oh.
Instrumental in getting rights. So anyone who says he/him lesbians don't fucking exist
Exactly.
has no awareness of the like nuance in terms of gender being not related to pronouns.
Oh my goodness. Sorry. I'm like getting really overwhelmed because I need to say thank you to everyone who's up. Okay. I just want to make Mo smile. I love your videos. Thank you. Imani B for the $5. And then there was another person. Hey Mo, I've been watching your stuff lately, and you've helped me leave behind other content creators that spew out hateful content. Thanks a bunch. Thank you so much, big man Jim. I really appreciate that. It did another person. Oh God. Oh.
It's okay, Mo.
Thank you. Your videos help me a lot with becoming more comfortable in my identity. Thank you so much for your amazing content. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Oh gosh. Thank you. Okay, cool. Now we can to get back onto interesting stuff.
D'Angelo Wallace.
Hell yeah. I love D'Angelo Wallace commented on my video and mentioned me in a video, and I was like, wow, does that mean we're best friends? Probably not, but
yeah, okay, yeah, he/him lesbians are completely valid.
Yes.
100%, because that has a far more relation to butch femme dichotomy and also to studs in terms of lesbianism, which is specifically a term for black lesbian culture. And 100% he, him plays more into the gendered aspects in lesbian relationship and presentation roles. I hope what I'm saying is making sense. And basically, it has very little to do with gender identity and far more to do with social and personal presentation and spiritual, I guess not spiritual, but spirit as in soul-related identities, basically.
Okay, so after I read this, so somebody has donated, hey, my name's actually Theodore, but I keep my dead name for family reasons. Keep being cool and stay healthy. Love you both. Thank you so much, Theodore. I really, really appreciate that. Mwah. I think from now on, if people donate, what I'll do is I'll leave reading it out for a bit, and then I'll read it out sort of like after 10 minutes or so that I'm not just stopping all the time. Yeah. Somebody else just donated, so say thank you now. Just found your videos and I love them. Thank you so much, Nia the Penguin. Really appreciate that. Yeah, so from now on, I won't read your donations out instantly, but I promise I'll read them out after like 10 minutes, just because Damo's saying really important and interesting stuff, and I keep being like, sorry, wait me read out a donation. But yes. Okay.
So someone is asking, so Western Spyworks is asking, how do you know whether you're NB or just gender non-conforming? You can be, so gender non-conforming is far more in terms of presentation and also not conforming to binary gender roles. So technically, if you're non-binary, you are also gender non-conforming if you like to call yourself that term. Gender outside of the binary is gender non-conformance. And also within the binary, you can be presentation-wise gender non-conforming. So say cis men who wear dresses, technically that's gender non-conformance in a presentational way. But a trans man wearing a dress, that is gender non-conformance through a trans lens, but still gender non-conformance. So you have presentation-wise, and then you also have gender identity-wise in relation to the binary. Also, people are wanting me to talk about gender abolition. So, yes, gender abolition in the sense of abolishing the binary of there being like a dichotomy of like you are A or you are B and then the rest is SJW. Yeah. Fucking hate that. Yes, gender abolition from that aspect. No, in the vein of gender doesn't exist, therefore trans people don't exist. Because I see a lot of cis people thinking that's what gender abolition means, and it's not. I'm
just worried the super chat's going to go away because somebody said they disappeared. Thank you so much, Val. Love from Brazil. My money is worth pebbles, but my admiration for you is endless. That is really sweet, and I really appreciate that. And I'm actually so overwhelmed. Okay, keep talking with your very
sweet.
It's okay, so much.
just breathe.
Okay.
Can we open a window in here? Because I am getting warm.
They're usually open, actually.
I might get someone else to do that because my knees are a bit fucked today.
Oh, Alicia, you absolute legend. Bro, I love you guys. Hell yeah. But and back to the he him lesbians thing, because my brain was elsewhere at the time. But yeah, I mean, he him lesbians, you know, butch women would often go by he him as like a safety thing in society, because you know, if they could be seen as a straight couple, then they wouldn't get hate crimed so much, you know, like. Yeah. And so people, especially when lesbians come out against you know, against he him lesbians, it's like, what the hell, do you not understand your own history? But yes, it's very
also, like, why would you argue against he him lesbians? Half of them will basically be able to crush your skull with their thighs. Like, you don't want to argue with a he him lesbian. Also, whether physically or just emotionally and mentally they'll be able to do that, they will be able to. Also, someone said, is it okay if I go by they, them if I'm mask and not triggered by he, him? Yeah. Literally, you can pick whatever fucking pronouns you want. They have nothing to do with your gender, and I will fight anyone who argues that you can't do that.
Yeah, if it makes you feel good, like, hell yeah, go do it. And thank you so much, Iris Russell for the $5. I really appreciate that. Whew. Okay. Yeah. Same brain. If it's part of their culture, just let them keep that label. They needed it, and language can evolve while still keeping the original terms. Yeah. Ariel Scarcella then crying about Elliot Page coming out as trans and saying lesbians are disappearing. Ariel Scarcella is a creep. Ariel Scarcella is a creep. And I'm not just saying that. There's a lot of shit that she has done that is actually legitimately creepy and
Didn't
predatory.
She, like, call you a predator?
No, that was somebody else.
Oh, was that another term?
That was another term. But Ariel Scarcella is predatory. There's a video on Storm Ryan's channel where he says that she organized a video with him where she looks at his bottom growth, full content, when he had just turned 18. And she's like a 34-year-old woman.
Sorry, there was just a fucking nose to tail outside and a tradie was yelling at someone and punched a car door.
Oof. But yeah, so that's really fucking creepy. Yeah, I know. How is that? Oh, like, I'm sorry, but Ariel Scarcella is a creep, and that's not okay.
Yeah. There was someone who asked a question and I missed it because I got distracted by the car crash. Someone said agender. How does agender fit into gender abolition? So basically, gender abolition is removing the idea that cis is the normal. It's removing the idea that the binary exists in such a small way. Yeah, there was a nose to tail outside. Sorry, I just got jump scared by your bottle.
Sorry.
There was a nose to tail outside, and then a tradie who's working on the building site next door punched a car. Basically, any gender identity that you want to exist basically exists. And also, if people complain about us saying there's too many genders, tough shit, we add 30 more each fucking time you complain. Because there are so many terms that technically mean the same thing, but
who cares?
They mean different things to different people. And
who cares if they mean the same thing? There are so many words that mean the same thing.
Yeah, and you don't have to get it. You just have to respect it. You don't have to get it. You just have to be respectful.
Exactly. There are so many words that mean the same thing. And so if you get annoyed by that, I don't know, maybe stop being a pussy. Yeah. Also, did people have super chatted as a time? I'm going to say thank you now. Super chatting just to make Mo squirm with appreciation. There's oh my god, there's so many. Okay. Mo, your video on ableism and the left made me happy to hear you speak up as someone who's divergent and also disabled. Ableism is outdated. Fact. Fuck ableism. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And mythical otter, I just subscribed. You're an icon. I love your channel. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all you guys. Okay. Right. Keep saying.
If you want to take a breather to go to the bathroom to just kind of let go, you're more than welcome to.
It's all right. I'm very ADHD, and this is I don't know.
Yeah. Denounce gender roles, but respect gender identity. That's exactly the best way to summarize what I have been warbling about this whole time. Brain fart.
You can absolutely be non-binary without chest dysphoria, of course.
You can be trans without dysphoria. All you need is finding euphoria in a different gender identity or multiple identities. That is what makes you trans.
Because I mean, that's like if you feel good in something, then that's you, right?
Yeah. Wait, was it Harris Rahan? Sorry if I butchered her name. If you're asking the question, can I be non-binary? Then the answer is generally yes. Yeah. Like you can. So my identity, yes, I say trans guy to make it easier. But in general, in specifics, I am agender male. So if you consider this is like the gender binary spectrum, and while non-binary is a gender identity in itself, it's also an umbrella term in my opinion, for what is between these 2 points. And then the actual gender spectrum is a giant circle around the outside of this where these 2 points
Sammy speaks. Hello. Hi.
Yeah, so these 2 points of male and female don't hit the outside of the circle. For me, saying this is male and the kind of binary spectrum here and everything else around the outside, this space between the outside of the circle and male is where I sit. So yes, I'm mask aligned, but I'm agender. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gender is not just it's not just male and female, my guys. And finally, more people that don't define transness as suffering. Thank you. Can we not define our experiences as
like transness should be defined by joy. It should be defined by the euphoria we find when we find ourselves, when we
Yeah.
find a community that we're safe in. It should not be about suffering, because so much of transness and
Isn't
so
that
much of
so like
so much of
so damaging?
being radical in self-care is showing your joy. Like
Yeah.
disabled joy. Like disabled people don't suffer all the time.
Yeah.
Like it sucks to be disabled sometimes when you're dealing with pain, but for so many people, they actually find that when they have the right resources, that disability isn't really suffering. And when trans people have the support and the right resources, and the actual people take them at their word of being honest and don't try to gatekeep, there's far less suffering.
Yeah.
And yeah, it should not be defined by how much we suffer, because that then erases the people and in a weird way causes suffering for people who are not conforming.
Because it says, I mean, if you define an experience by suffering, then you remove the possibility of joy, because you say, in order to be trans, you have to suffer. And then so you sit there and you're like, well, I have to suffer.
Yeah. And that, sorry, you go with read the super chat.
Thank you so much to Jordan Lake. Before I forget, I've just been trying to support you a bit since I recently found you. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. And I actually I can't find the words to say thank you to everybody. So
oh god, the chat jumped. Does not experiencing gender make someone trans non-binary? I am agender and don't know if I can. Yeah, no. Basically, if you identify as something different to what you were assigned at birth, you can call yourself trans if you're comfortable with that label.
I know some people. I have a friend and they're non-binary and they don't feel comfortable calling themselves trans.
Sorry, you had one of my hairs on your head.
it flew away. But yeah, and they don't feel comfortable calling themselves trans, and that's fine, and that's that's just how it is for them. I'm non-binary and I feel comfortable calling myself trans. I'm transitioning, and also it's just a word that describes my experience. Of like, not everybody needs to medically transition, but I'm medically transitioning, and what am I if I'm not trans, right?
Yeah. Someone said decolonization. Wait, where was it? Who was it?
Thoughts on decolonization
Oh,
of
sexual experience.
Yeah.
Expression, sorry. Yes, big on that, because you look back, and that's the same with Takatapui as a label that kind of covers that as well, in terms of just gender and sexual diversity. And so many, like, prior to kind of the Catholicization of everything, there really wasn't much of an issue, and sometimes even there was pride in sexual diversity.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you look at the fucking Romans, and I hate using the Romans as an example because so many fucking alt-right chuds do that.
Yeah.
But
they were really fucking gay.
Oh yeah, fucking butt sex before battle to shared testosterone.
Yep.
What is the wait time for HRT like in New Zealand? It depends on who you are with as a medical provider. I am with a place called Evolve, which is specifically set up for gender diverse and just LGBTQ youth in general. Basically, it took me a while to see the person that like assessed me for my eligibility to be to see an endocrinologist. That took about like a year, maybe, I think. And that was because I was kind of like trying to, my mum is not supportive. Oh, sorry, my mum is not supportive of me. And from applying to, sorry, there's a fire engine going past. From applying to see someone about accessing hormones to actually getting on hormones, it was like a 4-year thing. But to actually get signed off to see an endocrinologist, it was a year maximum. Sorry, it's windy. It's very fucking windy. And the rest of the wait was literally just me going like, do I tell my mom? And then I did.
Oh, someone's donated. Oh gosh, I think I'm missing donations. Sorry. I just, yeah.
It's all good.
Okay. I'm going to derail the conversation again and say, seeing another ADHD person around my age have growth and success is rad as hell. Oh, thank you so much, Jack, for the $10. I really, really appreciate that. I go, mwah.
Wait,
Okay.
sorry, hold up.
Um,
M. Garcia, I am literally mixed race. I am literally Maori. I'm fucking Indigenous. Like, I am part of the conversation.
Jesus.
Also, uplifting Indigenous voices through white or white passing privilege is also a massive thing that needs to be done. So please stop saying that to talk about decolonisation, you need Indigenous people in the mix, because it erases white passing Indigenous people as well.
That's real problematic, yeah. Thank you so much, Descan, I'm sorry if I ruined your name, for the $5. It says your message is retracted, so I can't read it out. But I'm going to say thank you. I really appreciate that. And I think somebody else did as well. Did I miss it?
No, that's those two, I think.
Wait, thank you. Oh, yeah. Thanks for speaking up on Calvin and your experience in general. He's gotten away with too much. Keep rocking the uke. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. I'm sorry if I miss your super chat, please tell me and I'll try and find it. But thank you. I appreciate that. And have I read that out? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. Okay. Yeah. Who was the person that was saying that you weren't?
They are also, the M. Garcia, they're also a white passing Indigenous person. But I have said multiple times, and multiple people have talked about it in the chat, that I am Maori.
Yeah.
So it would be better to ask that sort of thing before just kind of assuming that there is not an Indigenous person involved in the conversation.
Yeah.
Also, no, not Indigenous Australian, Indigenous New Zealand, which is Maori. Sorry, I think I saw a... yeah, you can be, if you feel more comfortable with calling yourself cis and using neo-pronouns with like dual set of pronouns as she, they, yeah, fucking go for it. You can call yourself trans at that point as well, but if you're more comfortable with just saying that you're cis and use those pronouns, fucking cool as well. Like, it's, that is part of gender abolition. Like, you don't have to necessarily, like, if you're more comfortable kind of still identifying, sorry, that can is annoying me. There's a can flying around outside somewhere. You can, that's part of gender abolition. Like, you don't, if you feel uncomfortable calling yourself trans because of how it impacts you in your personal life and in yourself, and you want to use different pronouns, that's completely fine. But if you feel not trans enough, despite feeling non-binary and using they, them, and she, her, then you are trans enough. Just like, know that you are trans enough, but you don't have to call yourself trans.
Sorry, I'm so overwhelmed. I've never got this many donations before in my life, so I don't really know how to process it. So I'm sorry if I miss your message or I'm all over the place. Trigger warning, wanted to say thank you for breaking my Calvin Garrett brainwashing that made my little sibling feel they could only come out in their, what does that,
Suicide note.
Oh, fuck.
I am really sorry to hear that. That breaks my fucking heart.
I'm so sorry. I didn't. So I read because I read it before I did the read the trigger warning, but I didn't realize that was what that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I give you my love.
So there was a.
Could you use the term decolonisation in every context? Because, wait, sorry, I can't read. Because my brain, there's so much I'm reading. I'm so ADHD.
Decolonization just means getting the fucking colonizers out of it, getting their ideals out of it. Like, it doesn't remove the meaning when you use it for multiple things, because multiple things need to be decolonized.
Yeah, and it doesn't even mean, like, I don't. Yeah, it's just making sure that, like, indigenous ideas and concepts are being celebrated and brought back, and all the stuff. Yeah. Thank you, Descan, for the $5. Trans and / or gender non-conforming is a very personal experience. So I find it funny to ask someone if it's okay to call yourself trans or use a pronoun, etc.
It really does show the impact of the shit that people like Calvin Garrett have said.
It's really sad, because I know why people say that, because they're scared that they're going to get attacked, or that they're stepping over other people, when really it's like, no, this is for you. You can,
Oh, August, I saw your comment. Basically, yeah, for some people, you're right.
I got something stuck in my throat. I think I breathed in
Yeah.
some funny.
Asbestos.
Yeah.
Where was it? August. Yes. So basically, yeah, those things, like if someone is using, like, so take 3 people, they use the same label. 2 of them, for them, it might mean the same thing. For one person, it might mean something completely different and be a different gender identity. Yes, Grove Jaws, you can still be non-binary and genderqueer if you prefer he, him over they, them. Pronouns do not equal gender.
Thank you, Earth Apple, for the $2. Yes, I grew up in New Zealand. I lived in England for the first 4 years of my life, but I've been here since I was 4. I'm very much a New Zealander. I just sound very British because, I don't know, I had no friends as a child. I'd love to say that was a joke, but it's not.
Having friends as a child. Oh yeah, so that was something else I wanted to talk about, the fucking harm that Calvin's rhetoric has done, because so many people say that true scum mentality and transmed is good because it stops people who shouldn't be transitioning from transition.
No, the opposite.
It does not.
The opposite.
It encourages people who think that they are not trans enough because they're non-binary to push themselves to be binary trans, and therefore they get more dysphoria.
That's what it did to me. I was like, I either have to be a binary trans man or just like a cis woman who's like butch. And that was what I thought I had to be. So I was like, I either need to go on T, top surgery, do all that stuff, or just be unhappy and dysphoric for the rest of my life. And it was only when I realized that I was non-binary and I could get top surgery, but I didn't need to go on T. I could just vibe and be me.
Yeah.
And that was, you know, that's transmedicalism pushes people to transition when they're not ready.
It either pushes people back into the closet, which actually is fucking increasing suicide rates of that sort of shit. And because like so many people that I have talked to, because I have a bunch of posts on Instagram about this sort of thing. What was I saying? My brain just shut down.
You have a pushing people back into the closet.
Pushing people back into the closet. And it ends up with people being so not only vitriolic towards themselves through Calvin's narrative and using it as digital self-harm, but then also forcing that onto others and hurting other people. And because I mod most comment section on the video, that I, like, many people have been...
modded my friends.
So many people have been, like, commenting, being like, I was using Calvin's videos as digital self-harm. I was bullying these other people because I was fucking bullying myself. Like, that sort of shit. And it's not harm reduction. Harm reduction is removal of gatekeeping. Harm reduction is making it so people can feel free to experiment with their gender without being judged.
Yeah. My mate Ollie, I just modded you, Ollie, by the way, goes, it's very hard for me to come to the term with the trans label because I'm non-binary and still struggling. Really hate it. Exactly. It took me ages to say out loud, I'm transgender. Even though I'd been planning to go and get top surgery and doing all this stuff, I was so scared. I was like, I can't call myself trans. And isn't that ridiculous? Yeah. Thank you, Alien Baby Girl, for the donation. Just woke up this morning. It's 5 a.m. Good morning. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Party Boy. I don't know how to say. Love you, Mo. Thank you for inspiring me to be my own non-binary self. Thank you so much for donating. I really appreciate that. Okay.
Digital self-harm is intentionally viewing things that if you're trans are transphobic, or if you'll say that you're like intentionally going into a comment section that you know is going to be vitriolically against you as digital
I
self-harm.
have done that so much to people who've made hate videos on me. I'll just go and look at the comments and they'll all be so horrible and mean and like just misgendering me, like harassing me, saying sexualizing me, all this stuff. And I'll just go in there and I'll read them and then I'll feel like shit. And I was like, well, what did you think? Why would you go in there in the first place?
Yeah. Basically, the way that I stopped doing digital, kind of like into digital self-harm, because I was the fucking king of reading through news article comment sections, which is not healthy, especially because like I'm disabled, I'm trans, I'm mixed race, I'm autistic.
Oh god, you literally have all the boxes ticked.
Yeah. And it was just like, I don't quite, I'm he, him, by the way.
He, and then a they.
Yeah. I basically just kind of would do a thing of like rewarding myself for not looking at the comment section. Before I came out as non-binary, I was scared for years because of true scum rhetoric. I didn't think I would fit the mold of what non-binary actually meant. and I'd be speaking over actual non-binary people, and it was people like Damo who helped. Thank you,
You're
Jack.
such a legend. I've learned so much from talking to you, not gonna lie. Like,
Yeah, I don't know why people. Is it because I'm loud? Do people listen to me because I'm loud?
I just think that you just, I don't know, you're very open and accepting, and like, I don't know, the messages that you put out there is just so good. Just so good. Oh, Adrian the Alien. Hey, dude. It's cool to see you here. Hell yeah. But is this stream gonna be up later? I'm not sure.
I think because Lars was wanting to watch it, but they're at a doctor's appointment at the moment.
I'll do is I'll probably unlist it, and then put the link up so that people. That's what I usually do with my streams. I unlist them so people can. So they're not up on my channel, but people can still go find them.
No, this is Jack saying about why people listen to me. No, it's because you do the things a lot of people are, too nervous to, and prove as an example of the freedom of being honest gives you. We'll go with that. I just think that I am loud and...
No, I just think that you have such good messages and you're just right. And I just like the positivity that you put out there, and I just appreciate it a lot.
From Deskin, hating yourself, thinking you aren't true or real because someone else is saying what you are isn't real is the worst. Yes, please save your money if you're a student.
Yeah, don't feel like you need to donate to us because, thank you so much. And yes, look after yourself first.
Yeah. And it very much is the worst because you get that imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Of that, and it's fucking awful. Oh god! Wow! Where can I follow Damo? I have actually just realized I have a YouTube channel which is either Saint Damien Lee or just Damo Namad. I'm in Mo's comment section.
I think it's Damo Namad.
Yeah, you'll find me in Mo's comment section. I don't make political agenda videos. I just make art videos. I might start getting into political videos. I might live stream. I might live stream and be obnoxious, and get myself cancelled instead of. I'm trying so hard not to say cunt. It's so hard.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I might I'm Damo Namad on YouTube.
Do you want to type it in the comments?
Yeah.
How do you spell Namad again?
It's just Damien backwards. So Neimad.
Neimad.
Yeah.
Hey, Adrian says that your hair is amazing. Wait, where is it? Your hair is incredible.
Thank you. There's so much of it.
My mum is trying to call me right now, and I'm live. So no, I'm sorry, Mum.
If you do want to take it, I'm more than happy to.
No, it's okay. I don't feel like it. Do it. Be a bread
tuber Damo.
Bread tuber Damo. Mum, I'm currently live. Why are you calling me now? I'll send her a message.
Turn into Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I don't know. Sometimes you just do dumb voices. I'll tell my mum.
I get dysphoric when I'm not dysphoric enough because it makes me feel like I am faking being trans, even though that's not true. That is very fair to feel like that. And that is one of the issues that medicalism causes, because it's this whole, it is literally like it's the same rhetoric of, oh, I'm not depressed enough, and you feel more depressed because you're being told you're not depressed enough. And then you don't get help. And that's one of the fucking issues about it.
I shall just check in my socials. My social medias is cool. People send me stuff all the time and I don't know what to make of them. I'll just be like, what does this mean? What does it mean?
HR, is it bad if a cis straight person is reluctant to date a trans person? Yes, if it's inherently because they are trans. And that is something that you would need to unpack yourself, because that comes under the assumption that dating a trans person makes you not straight, which is also good to unpack because you might not be straight.
Yeah.
But inherently not wanting to date trans women because they are trans is transphobic. However, not dating a trans person because you have a genital preference once you know what their genitalia is, that is not transphobic.
Yeah.
That is completely fine. You are completely okay not to date trans people because of their personality, their genitalia. You don't like the way that you don't like their style, or you don't like their views. Completely fine. What is transphobic is not dating a trans person because
they're
are trans.
Basically, I usually say, if somebody's like, is not wanting to date trans people transphobic? Yes, but genital preferences aren't transphobic, because that's usually what they mean. People usually just mean, I'm not attracted to X genital, and if that's the case, that's fine. But like, if it's because they're just wait, did I miss a super chat?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
Jumped
did.
out the way.
Thank you so much, Claire Scott, for the $5. Trans and on the wrong side of 40. So from experience, if you think you're trans, and yeah, you're probably trans, and yeah, you're trans enough. Oh,
Hey Claire, just to let you know, I don't think there's anything called the wrong side of 40,
No.
and you are always young enough to do things, and you're always old enough to know what you're doing.
There is no such thing as
Yeah.
that. I'm glad that you said that, because I was forgotten.
There is a difference between not liking someone's body and not liking their identity. 100%.
Facts.
I
Connor is
feel
a
like
legend.
toxic masculinity also affects trans men.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Calvin Garra, hello.
Yeah, because there's this.
Yeah.
It's the very much the sort of thing. I made a joke about it in Mo's comment section, which was, I'm glad that I didn't go for the expansion pack of toxic masculinity when I signed up for top surgery and hormones. Like, there's this, and I dealt with a flatmate who was like this as well, who literally, basically, he was a massive Calvin Garra fan. He was a massive cunt. Sorry, and just was a piece of shit in general. And he had gone from being a real gold star lesbian, and that was his view, to then being a trans man, and that kind of toxic, because lesbianism has a bunch of aspects which can be impacted by toxic masculinity as well.
Yeah.
And no one really pays attention to that.
Oh, Adrian, you're starting testosterone in 13 days?
Fuck
Legend.
Yeah. Oh, fuck
Hell yeah.
I just got very Australian.
Oh, I should mod you. I'm a mod you. Where have you gone? There we are. There you are. Add moderator. You're now a mod.
You're from Oceania. You're allowed to say the C word.
Yes,
Yes, I'm just very concerned about getting Mo cancelled. Like, if it's on my channel, I don't fucking care.
I've said cunt before in my
Sweet.
videos.
Yeah. That wasn't English. Anyone have Damo, I like your makeup. Thank you.
Damo has great makeup. I really appreciate it.
I was telling Mo earlier, I'm gonna wear makeup just to spite people who are true scum.
Yeah. They'd be like, oh, Damo, you're not trans enough. Look, you've got long hair and you're wearing makeup. And then you're like, oh, I'm gonna fight you.
Yeah. So do you want to read this out? And then I'll reply to Piper Scott.
Thank you so much, Jake. Thank you. I was always told that it's best to be stealth, but I'm realizing how isolating it is to hide an important part of yourself from everyone in your life. That's so true. It's like, if you want to be stealth, then that is perfect and beautiful for you. But at the same time, I think there's a lot of pressure on people to be stealth. Like, that's what you have to do. And I think if that's not right for you, that's so sad to hide that part of you. I mean, I don't know. People shouldn't be pressured to be stealth is what I'm trying to say. So thank you. I really appreciate that. But yeah.
To Hey, I'm Riley, feel free to flick me a DM on Instagram about that, because I feel like that might be something that you're more comfortable talking about kind of one-on-one sort of thing. I'm Discount Coffin Store on Instagram, and I'm more than happy to talk to you about this sort of stuff. But I do feel like it might be more comfortable for you, because I will ask you kind of more information about stuff to kind of make it more kind of personal to you in terms of information. Hit me up on Instagram and we can have a chat about it there, and we can video chat if you want as well.
Oh, legend.
Someone sent a message and their name was Piper Scott, and I can't find their message. So Piper Scott, send the message again. My pronouns are he, him.
Being a leftist trans person online is clarifying your thing all the time.
Piper Scott, hey, Mo and Damien. Yes, so there is a correlation that is being seen. Not that being neurodivergent makes you trans, but there is. So this is where autigender comes in. The wonderful term of autigender that unfortunately got Lars very much harassed when Calvin, despite having it explained to him, still decided to vehemently misconstrue it. So autigender.
It doesn't mean your gender is autism.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean your gender is autism.
It is purely the concept. It is an exogender, which is a gender that interplays with other aspects of who you are as a person or as an entity. So basically, it is the concept of experiencing your gender and your gender presentation and your gender in the way that other people perceive it through the lens of autism, which is where a lot of people, like most of my mates who use neopronouns, are autistic because their gender identity and experience is not encapsulated by binary pronouns that are out there, including they, them in this for that. Like, I have mer-gender friends, which is a lot of gender terms that have weird words in front of them purely relate to the pronouns. So mer-gender friends use mer, self. Fey gender, which is relating to fey pronouns, is fey, fair. And I've got, like, when we were hanging out on Saturday, there was like 2 fey gender people.
Really?
there. Yeah.
Huh.
Aoife and
Oh, I love Ether.
mental problems. You can fuck right the hell off. Where are you? Hide this. Hide this person.
Hide. We don't be.
Yeah.
There's no time. There's no timeout on my channel. You
Yeah.
can just fuck off.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, they all fucked off now. It's okay.
Cream, if I go wank, then you might actually not be as fucking pent up in terms of your rage.
It's good to see you two bridging the divide between Kiwis and budget Kiwis.
Home brand Mo.
Look, I am a home brand Kiwi. I may not be a proper Kiwi, but like, also, fuck off.
Yeah.
But also, you're right. Thank you.
Also, talking about in terms of either you fuck off or you either you fuck or you fuck off the chat. Yeah.
Oh
basically.
yes, that is a good person.
In terms of
Ouchies.
autigender and terms that relate to that sort of thing, basically system gender, which is another thing that I'm stuck in your sleeve.
Yes.
System gender, which is another thing. No, they're just that person's just wait. Are they? No, they're being a cunt.
Yeah. It's alright. It's alright.
And
Mods. If you see people being stupid, just block them. I thought I blocked that person. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then timed out by Jack as well. Sorry, that was a terrible noise.
Cool.
So system gender. Basically, system gender is the experience of gender as someone with DID. Lars has DID.
Yeah.
They are gender diverse not only as the host of the system, but as individuals in the system. They are all gender diverse, and that is literally what system gender means. It means, hey, I have DID, therefore my gender is going to differ more than a average singlet trans person is. Singlet is the opposite of system, basically, in terms of lingo regarding.
I made you a mod. Hey, I'm Riley. You were talking to Damo, and I don't know. I trust you.
August. So how do I unlearn dysphoria that is a result of toxic masculinity, like my dysphoria around crying? Basically,
that's so hard.
It's hard.
That's so hard.
It is being kind to yourself.
I can't wear pink.
Yeah.
I just can't wear pink.
I can't have purple hair. I literally can. I get dysphoria if my hair is purple. I went purple for 2 days, fucked my hair, bleaching it to dye it back. Also, pink just doesn't suit me in general. But God.
If somebody's like, there's so many people.
I want to make sure that I got the right person.
I think you did.
No, there we are.
Yeah.
Adrian got you.
Yeah.
What's it called when someone identifies as an animal? That is not related to trans stuff.
No.
That not necessarily a furry. It's more that starts with a TH, and I get thespian.
I've never heard of it. I just say, look, the only rule for being trans is that you have to be human. Like, I don't know,
yeah. And basically, there's also needs to be respect around that sort of stuff, because that is often the way a lot of people who are neurodivergent process the world around them. And as long as it isn't playing into people where they are actively damaging themselves from what they are thinking in their head, Therian. Thespian? Therian. I don't know terms. I am bad. Am I still allowed to identify as an attack helicopter? You can fuck off. You need to basically be respectful of how people say that they are through the lens of hey, this person might not be neurotypical. Hey, this person might be dealing, there they are, they're dull tooth. Basically,
I identify as King of England. I identify as the guy that's gonna fucking kill you. Wait,
Thank
what?
you.
I heard you say.
And yeah, I got the term wrong. Transracial is actually a term used for in regards to adoption. Like, it's a transracial situation if a kid from another race is adopted by a couple from a different race.
It's not saying that, like, oh, I'm going from white to black or anything.
Yeah, it is the experience of being a different race of an adopted child to the people who have adopted you.
Yeah. Somebody just said.
Bigender is valid.
Hello. Thank you for the $5. Could you shout out our little sibling Ren, who came out as non-binary? They wait. Could you shout out my little sibling? Sorry, I'm not looking properly. Could Could you shout out my little sibling Ren, who recently came out as non-binary? They look up to you so much. Oh, yes, sure. Shout out to Ren. Thank you so much. I love you. Mwah.
Chronicle Rose, yes. So, like, you think about genders like Hydra in India, which covers trans people and a bunch of other identities, but technically it's a closed gender specific to Indian people. So it's not something it's like takatapui. If you're not Maori, if you are not, you can't use that term, basically. And there are so many terms that are not recognized in colonized gender identity.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, colonized gender identity inherently has aspects of white supremacy because it does aim to erase and eradicate genders that existed before white people decided to fuck up everything. Basically, if you have a gender identity that I'm sorry to the person that is typing to me in Te Reo. I am still learning Te Reo, and I have trouble enough with the English language.
What did they say? Do you speak it?
No, I can't speak it. If you want to jump around,
who was it?
Hey Opito.
Yeah.
Oh, they're asking if you know your picking.
Oh, you're good.
Well, I think that's what they're asking.
My iwi is Ngāti Motunga, and I don't know my Maoriori side of things, but I know I'm from Rekohu, Chatham Islands area. And technically, like, yeah. Third person is, I've forgotten your name.
Oh, Troy.
Troy.
Oh,
Troy is Beanbag Man in the corner.
Troy is Beanbag Man in the corner.
Man.
Is it valid if I make my own Xeno? Yeah, that is completely valid if you are doing it altruistically and in good faith, and that is how you feel and feel that is the best way. If that is how you feel, and that is the best way to represent your gender, that's completely valid. If you are doing it in good faith and altruistically because that is how you really feel, yeah, fucking do it. That is you. That is you and your soul.
Kitapai ngā mihi. Haha. Yeah.
I am still learning about Māori specific gender, but as a whole, takatapui is a kind of the overall term for gender diversity and I guess sexuality diversity as well, because it technically means basically two people of the same gender in a relationship sort of thing. But it's kind of become used as a term for trans people as well. And there's more specific terms that I have on a list, but my phone crapped itself and deleted all of my saved photos. So I have that stuff on my computer and can definitely, while I'm learning more about it, talk more about it as well. But I am like mainly trying to open up a dialogue where other people who have grown up more around the marae, more in Māoridom, like Jack, where they can contribute as well. Because I want to be starting this conversation, but I don't want to be speaking for people who have more experience in this stuff than I do. I want to create a platform where people can speak from, whether it be anonymously and I'm reading it out for them, or whether it be they come on with me and talk about it, because that stuff is really important. And yeah, do any of you do? Nope. I struggle to speak English. I have dyspraxia, which affects both my speech and my reading, and kind of my mouth, face movements in general. I have issues with my jaw as well, and I had a stutter when I was a kid, so I barely fucking speak English on the best of days.
Hell yeah. Sweet.
Yeah. What do we have other questions?
Do we have other questions? Yes. We could we've been live for like 1 hour and 45 minutes, so we might have to like wrap up soon. But
Yeah.
if there's any last questions, then like come on, put them in. And yeah.
Oh, someone's just asking about autism gender again. So it's not autism gender, it's autigender, which is the experience of neurodivergent people who are autistic, the way they experience their gender through the lens of autism. You got a super chat.
Oh, thank you so much, Jordan Lake, for the $5. Never felt so comfortable in the chat before. You're all wonderful. I can't brain no work. Oh, thank you so much. Well, I appreciate that.
Thoughts on its pronouns? Yeah, fucking valid.
I struggle with that, not gonna lie, because I find that really triggering. Because, you know, it's kind of used to, you know, dehumanize trans people. So, like, I do struggle with that one a bit. But that's a me thing.
Lucy Fredericks, you can call yourself bi if you want. Bi is 2 or more genders, attraction to 2 or more genders.
I call myself bi.
I call myself pan because gender literally does not play into my attraction to people. But
It
bi,
does for me.
yeah, bi tends to be I am attracted to people of many genders or regardless of what gender they are, but it is weighted in one direction or the other. So like you may have a preference for masc people or a preference for femme people versus
I don't have a preference, but I did the way I like men is very different to the way I like women, is what I always say. Like when I see like a dude that I like, I'm like, bruh, damn, he do be fine though. And then when I see like a girl that I like, I'll be like, oh wow, she's so beautiful and pretty and lovely. I would just love to go away and live in the forest with her forever and now have 10 dogs. Like, you know.
I will basically. I think I'm one of the top comments on your video about Calvin.
Probably.
You'll be able to find me through there. My picture is like a picture someone's drawn of me where it's like red on the background. I'm Damo Namad. I was going to tell you to search up my video, but they are listed in upside down text because I am an edgy little art kid.
I actually watched them. I went on your channel and I watched them. Yeah. Oh, thank you for the super chats, Mel C and Alien Baby Girl. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I just described your bisexuality. Hell yeah.
Edgy art kids rise up. Yeah. Yeah, you can DM me on Instagram. Mo has a ton of requests.
I can't. I have like hundreds of DM requests. It's just not possible for me to do that. Milo Stewart made a video on T for T. Hell yeah. T for T.
I've listened to a bit of Rina Sawayama. Also, someone said yes, there's definitely more than 4 genders. 100% there is more than 4 genders. Also, someone had asked whether we were in uni. You are in uni.
I'm in uni.
I have been to uni twice and finished. I have a honours diploma in arts and creativity. And I run my own clothing label and work for 2 record labels.
Mm-hmm. Damo is cool. Opinions on Buck Angel. Honestly, he's kind of dumb.
Fuck him.
Fuck him. Like, no, but like, in a kind of like, I've listened to him talk and I'm just sort of like, I don't think he's all quite, I don't know. He's just kind of dumb. Like, in the nicest way possible. Like, I don't think he has bad intentions a lot of the time. I just think he's dumb. Like, I just think he's dumb.
I don't think he's so much dumb. I think he's just uneducated and hasn't been given the chance to be educated.
That's what, but he has been given the chance. I've seen him have been given the chance so many times.
I guess he doesn't give himself the chance to be
That's
educated.
what I mean when I mean dumb. I more mean uneducated. But it's so painful. It's so painful. Like, painfully, I don't know. Like, that's, but yeah. Oh, thank you so much for the $5, Earth Apple. Where did you go? There we are. Is it valid that I only identify as bi and not pan because I like the colours on the bifag more?
Completely. 100%. Like, if you feel more comfortable with bi or pan,
I
for
just don't
whatever
like
reason,
the term pansexual
Yeah.
for myself. I just think that's no. So that's why I identify as bi. Hey, thank you so much, Cassandra, for the $5. What's your opinion on private healthcare when it comes to access to trans medical care in a country with socialized medicine? Asking from the US.
Given the fact we don't have fully socialized medicine here, it's kind of hard to say because there is still so much of a place for private healthcare. Like, I got my top surgery done via a charity run through a private hospital. And that had to come into play because our healthcare system here is absolutely fucked. Like, it's better than the US, but the bar is low.
I just got a couple more to read out. Thank you so much for the £10. Just want to say thanks for all the hard work you put into educating people and shifting the narrative in a positive direction. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah. And then Dallas Walker, thank you so much for the $5. It's been so exciting to watch your channel grow. I'm always anxiously awaiting your next video. They brighten my day. A fellow neurodivergent envy. Hell yeah. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate that. Mwah. Okay. Cool.
Also, if people were interested, I can, after I've headed home from Mo's place, I can do a stream if people are interested in more of this sort of stuff. Because I've just remembered, do you have to have like a subscriber amount to actually stream?
On your YouTube channel? I don't think so. I think you can just stream anytime. You can stream on your Instagram.
Yeah, actually, I can stream on Instagram as well. That also works.
You should do that. What's your Instagram? Okay.
Discount Coffin Store.
I'll put Discount Coffin Store. Everyone go and follow Damo on Instagram. He is at Discount Coffin Store. Did I spell that right? Yeah. Discount Coffin Store. I will copy that so that for next time when people, I could keep putting it in chat. Discount Coffin Store and put it again.
There are no rules for gender. There are absolutely no fucking rules for gender. Gender is what you want it to be.
Hell yeah.
You can take a label that you feel most comfortable with as long as you are doing it for yourself and altruistically. It's fine. If you are doing it for the right reasons, as in yourself, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Demi can be part of the non-binary umbrella if you feel comfortable considering it that. Some people consider it more gender fluid rather than strictly non-binary. But if you want to call it non-binary and you feel comfortable with that, then yeah, that's non-binary.
But yeah. Should we wait, there's another super chat? Is there? Did I miss it?
You can click on
yeah,
sometimes.
Mr. Rioter, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Sometimes I'm just like, my sexuality is thought. Yeah. That's beautiful.
I feel like that's also Jack. Jack, is that you? Like, I feel like your sexuality is also thought a lot of the time.
Hell yeah. Should we head off now? Because we're approaching 2 hours. Yeah. So that's been a really long live stream.
Gender anarchist is a very useful term. I feel I resonate with gender anarchist rather than gender abolitionist a lot.
Hell yeah. But yeah, so we say goodbye, everybody. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to our rambles and letting Damo, big brain, educate the world.
Discord link.
Discord link. Oh, I don't have a Discord anymore. I gave it to somebody else because it was so stressful and I had too many people and I wasn't able to safely look after it. So yeah, but thank you.
Sweet. Hey, it's right. Hey, I'm Riley. Sorry. I'll check your message when I get home. But yeah, I will put a post on my community tab if people would like me to stream. And I mean, I don't even give a shit if there's like 1 or 2 people because if you just want to kind of talk about that, it's cool. Yeah. Fuck yeah. It's been good to chat.
Hell yeah.
I'm dealing with acid reflux.
Buddy.
Bye, y'all.
See ya.
And fucking, hit me up on Instagram or whatever.
Hell yeah. I'll click end stream. Nice.